The news, good evening. Two COVID-19 related deaths have been recorded according to the latest update from the Ministry of Health. A person in their 80s with underlying medical conditions died from COVID-related illness on the 19th of March. Additionally, investigations into the death of a person in their mid-50s with serious underlying medical condition, which occurred earlier in March, concluded that the cause of death was COVID-19 related. This brings to 18 the total number of COVID-related deaths. Meanwhile, 30 new cases of COVID were recorded since the last update, bringing the total number of cases recorded in Seychelles to 3,828. Of the new cases, 12 are Seychellois and 18 are foreigners. 48 cases met discharge criteria today and have been released. The administration of the second dose of COVID-19 vaccine for persons over 60 years has kicked off today. The campaign took place at various vaccination sites on Mahé. It was targeting elderly citizens from Anse-Étoile, Anse-Aupin, Beauvallon and Grand-Anse-Mahé who have received their first dose of Covishield between the 26th and 31st of January. On the other hand, the Montfleury Community Centre was vaccinating health workers and government officials who received their first dose of Covishield on the 26th of January. According to vaccine recipients and health officials in charge of vaccination centres, the process was much faster as there was no registration process. After the second dose, the participants also received their vaccination cards. The campaign continues tomorrow. Seychelles and Qatar have signed two new cooperation agreements outlining military cooperation and sports. The agreements were signed yesterday following bilateral discussions held on the sidelines of the official visit by President Wavel Ramkalawan to Qatar. Minister Sylvestre Radegon signed both agreements on behalf of Seychelles, and the Qatari Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs, Sheikh Mohammed bin Abdul Rahman Al Thani, signed on behalf of Qatar. Both MOUs were signed in the presence of President Ramkalawan and the Emir of the State of Qatar. President Ramkalawan and his delegation also met with members of the Seychellois community living and working in Doha. He shared information in relation to his official visit to the country and prospective outcomes for the benefit of Seychelles. He also outlined the new action-oriented approach adopted by his government in order to continue moving the country forward. 6 prisoners who will be following a rehabilitation program on the island of Koh Tzi left Mahé this morning. The program aims to develop and prepare these inmates for the future upon their release from prison. Before their departure, the 6 prisoners went through all health procedures such as COVID-19 tests and the search of their luggage, which was carried out by agents of the Anti-Narcotics Bureau, the ANB. During their stay on Koh Tzi, the detainees will have the opportunity to work in several fields, such as agricultural production.
We signed the MOU with IDC on the 15th or 16th of February. Today is the 22nd of March and we're heading up. This is a program that already builds on the strengths of the existing Project Phoenix. We're Program 2. We're using the model that we use with other private companies on Mahé. So for us to go back to Koh Tzi or with IDC, which we've signed an MOU already, we're using that program of approach where low-risk inmates are selected. They go through an interview process. They have to be drug-free. They have to have a clean medical. All of them have taken their first dose of COVID. One of them has taken 2 doses already. Today they've been final clearance and they're heading up. They'll work in agriculture. They'll work in administration. They'll work in general labor, cleaning the island. And we're very excited for them. We'll see how it goes for the first month. If everything goes okay, we'll start preparing the second cohort, because the idea is to have a team of about 20 to 30 inmates. Some of them will be on Koh Tzi. Koh Tzi will be the base, as IDC envisaged, and some of them will then be redeployed to other islands depending on the work. They could go for a few days, they could go for a week. That depends on IDC and what they have to do. But we're happy to be partnered with IDC and all the other private companies that the prison service is working to rehabilitate and return an offender back to society, back to his family as a positive citizen.
The National Assembly has approved a budget of a little more than 28 million rupees for the National Biosecurity Agency. That's an increase of more than 1 million rupees compared to 2020. In his introduction, the minister responsible for agriculture, Flavien Joubert, said the increase was due to the recruitment of 4 technicians who will be implementing activities in line with the Dog Control Act, which should come into force on the 1st of April. The budget for the Energy Commission has also been approved for the sum of a little more than 107 million rupees, as well as a budget for the National Botanical Garden Foundation for a sum of more than 11 million rupees. The CEO of the National Arts Council, Jimmy Savvy, has launched the Seychelles Contemporary Art virtual exhibition. A short ceremony for the launching of the exhibition was held in the NAC conference room this afternoon and was attended by the Mayor of Victoria, David André, the Ambassador for Culture, Patrick Victor, the Principal Secretary for Culture, Cécile Kalebi, and various artists, amongst others. 40 artists, including 20 locals, participated in this year's Biennale, which is also called the Lockdown Biennale, where they created their artwork under the theme Lost and Found. The virtual exhibition can be viewed on the website www.lockdown.biennale.sc.
When we started that project, nobody envisaged that we would be doing a virtual exhibition and a third catalogue, a new one which would precede the two, which were always planned to coincide with the physical exhibition. Originally, the physical exhibition was meant to happen last year. We had to delay that event for obvious reasons. And now we are looking at a physical show, not this year, as we had hoped, but in July of next year, 2022. The amazing thing is that despite this rather difficult time, we have, as CEO said, managed to maintain.
And with this, we come to the end of this news summary. Thank you for watching. Have a very pleasant evening.